Mm-hmm. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Claire.
I've had the fortune to play some fantastic games so far this year, and the original Resident Evil 4 is probably my favourite so far. It was a near perfect experience in my eyes, except for you, Ashley. Do I hit Ashley? Leon! Leon!
Shut up, Ashley!
So I felt it only right that I play the Separate Ways DLC in order to get the full experience. Separate Ways sees you playing as Ada Wong, the fan favourite femme fatale.
I'm thirsty.
She is the most popular female not to be a protagonist, with Jill, Claire and even Sheva getting to headline or be a dual protagonist in one game or another. And it's a shame as Ada is a fantastic character. She has some good one-liners here and there in this DLC.
So I see you've managed to arrive at the village on time.
Yes, but nobody remembered to roll out my red carpet.
Although I was hoping for a little more characterization, especially after having such a fun time with Leon. The DLC recounts the events, but from Ada's point of view. She appears pretty far into the main campaign and continues to pop up right until the end. This DLC fills in the gaps and lets us play through Ada's side. Whilst it is nowhere near as long, clocking in around 4 hours for me, it manages to squeeze in a lot of extra information that really helps in understanding the lore and what the heck is happening. For some reason though, the DLC uses cutscenes from what I believe is the PS2 version, meaning that it looks absolutely terrible, especially in comparison to the main game. It feels like an unnecessarily cut corner. I want to see these characters in as high a definition as possible. As it runs somewhat parallel to Leon's story, pretty much every location is reused from the main campaign. There are very few new set pieces, and traversal is pretty much the same as well, save for Ada's grapple and her unique Lara Croft-esque animation for when she climbs onto ledges. The trigger for the grapple prompt is a little finicky though, but it's a welcome inclusion. Rehashed locations come with the same puzzles, which are a tad tedious to redo. They were one of the weaker aspects of the main game, so seeing them virtually copy and pasted here was disappointing for me to say the least. Backtracking also returns, so prepare to be very familiar with these locations by the end. At least the enemies are placed somewhat differently for a semblance of variety. For the most part, the gameplay is pretty much the same. I've been making my way through Resident Evil 5, and whilst playing, I kept thinking about how similar the controls are between the two. Now I have revisited Resident Evil 4, I realise how wrong I was.
Oh, I apologize.
The horrid springy camera, the unintuitive button mapping, and the janky movement is all back in the DLC, and jumping back in is not akin to riding a bike. I had to relearn everything. I had gotten used to it by the end of my playthrough back in January, but stepping away turned it from a second nature to learning again. Most of the guns return, but sadly they can't be upgraded this time around. The knife is also back, and whilst I did use it on occasion, I was more hesitant than when I was playing as Leon. I don't know if this is a fact, but Ada feels a lot squishier.
That's what she said!
With her health bar decreasing significantly faster after a few hits. I felt far safer shooting from afar than indulging in close combat. Even so, I was forced to use the knife on some occasions, as the ammo distribution seemed to leave me with either far too much or none at all. I found myself running past enemies a lot more to try and conserve ammo, and the grapple certainly helps in reaching places the enemies can't follow, allowing for a quick one-hit headshot snipe with the rifle from a safe location. The quick-time events are just as unnecessary as before. I did miss a few, one simply because I got distracted by Ada serving face. Look at her being sacrificed and serving face. That's crazy.
You missed that one. Try another!
And some because the chained quick-time events, especially in the Saddler fight, do present a little bit of a challenge. At least the adaptive difficulty also makes a return, as without it, I would have been soft-locked from progressing. The final boss fight against Saddler was a huge problem for me, as I simply didn't have enough bullets to beat him. This wasn't for a lack of skill. I hit every shot and picked up all the ammo available to me within the arena. It just wasn't enough to defeat him and trigger the cutscene to progress. I tried with the knife, but genuinely couldn't whittle him down before my own health bar went to 0. After 5 failed attempts, the game allowed me to beat him with a few hits, It's not necessarily satisfying, but I am grateful, as it is there as a way to encourage players of all skill levels to complete the game.
Oh wow, I was so bad that it let me. Okay. Fine, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Thank you.
I didn't have enough
This
bullets.
is
I
gonna be
tried so
hard
many
to
times.
explain
What
in
more can I do?
customs.
There's only one other real boss aside from Sadler. We find out that Krauser wasn't killed by Leon, giving Ada the chance to finish him off.
Krauser, I'm sorry. I jumped the gun when I reported you dead to Wesker. Think of all the paperwork I would have to fill out.
This guy
if you
is still
were to show
alive.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's a cakewalk comparative to what you have to do in the main game. Naturally, Leon has to be the one to actually defeat all the proper bosses, but I appreciate them sprinkling in some things here and there for Ada. Despite how similar it is, the DLC doesn't live up to the ambience and atmosphere of the original. It doesn't feel as intense or scary in any way. It's familiar, but a very watered down version of what we love. The general reception for the DLC is lukewarm, with the most common criticism being that it leaves a lot to be desired. The remake is said to blow this version out of the water in every department, save for the voice acting. I think Sally Cahill does a great job and actually makes listening to the mission monologues worth it.
Among all the people involved in this, Luis Serra has the least entanglements. He works for no organization, preferring to move on his own. I'm the one who told the organization of his importance. I did it because I like him. His history betrays an enthusiasm I once shared.
In my opinion, it's a solid addition, but not different enough to really make a mark of its own. As a companion piece, it works. It's more Resident Evil 4, the good, the bad, and the really ugly cutscenes.